Hi everyone. So I'm glad to be here to introduce about the Sangfor company and also the overview of our Sangfor product and solutions. And later, my colleague will introduce more deeply or further about our cloud infrastructure solutions. So right now, let me share my screen first. Can see my screen?
Yeah, we
Yes,
can see.
we can see your
Yes, we can
screen.
see.
Okay. So
Yes.
nice to see you guys here online. And right now I'm the one handling Myanmar for Sangfor. So I hope that with today's session we can identify more valuable opportunities in the future to cooperate in our business side. So Sangfor, we started our business in 2000. So right now it's already 24 years. And our mission is to make your digital transformation simpler and also secure. And right now, from only 3 employees from the start, right now we have over 9,500 employees all over the world. Our team occupy almost 40% of our R&D team because we do think that the innovation and of the technology always comes first, and then the marketing. And this is our headquarters located in Shenzhen, China, a beautiful city. And Sangfor Group, we are divided into four business units: Sangfor Security, Sangfor Cloud, Sangfor IT Infrastructure, and also our sister company Foundry. So those business units are catering different solutions and products. And right now, we have over global branches over like 60. So including also like most of the countries in Southeast Asia. And actually, we used to have a local office in Myanmar, but due to the some political reasons, right now we are supporting Myanmar branch remotely. But we have our local Myanmar engineer right now working in Singapore. So in the future, they can provide the support for us remotely. So in the past 24 years, Singapore, we developed very fast. From 2000, only 3 employees I just mentioned. And every 2 to 3 years, we will release a new series of product. So that's why from the first product, which is the VPN and also the IAG, we released like next generation firewall, virtual desktop infrastructure, and also hyperconverged infrastructure. And because we devoted a lot of resources and effort on innovation and also R&D, so that's why we have some leading technologies like the world's first third generation HCI, the world's first converged next generation firewall with inbuilt web application firewall protection. In our original start of a domestic China market, we have several product lines are right now positioned at the first level of market share. And also when it comes to patents and also new solutions, we are always putting more effort and also always getting more progresses. So this is what I mentioned. We have 40% of staff coming from R&D center, and also every year we devote like 20% of the total revenue in R&D. That's also the reason why we can achieve the technologies I just mentioned a while ago. So moving forward, here I will introduce a little bit overview of the Sangfor product and also the solutions. So when it comes to product and solutions, Sangfor, we are not only focusing in developing just a standard product, but also we develop our entire solution. Also, like we provide the services. We have our own security platforms to integrate all the existing product we have to offer more value to our customers and partners. So these are the most important security platforms we have. First, I think you just see from the introduction video, Sangfor Access Secure, which is security as a service on the cloud. So Right now, most of the customers, they are using hardware or appliance for security product, but we already estimate that in the coming future, uh, security will also be moving to cloud, same as the cloud infrastructure before. So that's why Sangfor, we already invested our cloud security service, which is a platform also available in Myanmar market. The second one is XDDR, which is extended detection and response platform. This platform integrate all our existing technologies when it comes to security to help our customers identify, verify, and also respond to the threat automatically. And when it comes to new technology, we also invested in future trend like zero trust architecture and also cloud native application protection platform. But these are the future trends of the security. So I won't mention too much detail in the right now today. But in the future, if you are interested, feel free to contact me about these solutions that. And for security services, so Sangfor, we do provide security service to help our customer to resolve the incident in the network because sometimes even the customers, they buy some security product like hardware appliances, but the thing is that they couldn't utilize those technologies because they don't have that kind of knowledge and also experience to use well. So that's why when it comes to security services, Sangfor, we provide different levels of security services like Cyber Guardian, which is management detection and response service. So with this service, our customer or partners can be relaxed and just read the report from Sangfor because we have a whole security expert team can help the customers to monitor 24 hours, 7 days about their network. And every time there is an incident, Sangfor team will help our customers to analyze and evaluate whether it will influence our network. And also about other services, I would like to mention Sangfor instance response. So right now, ransomware attack is really severe in the market. I also received multiple reports from my customers that they being attacked by ransomware. Also, like some customers, they are not even using Sangfor product, but they look forward for any solutions to help them. That's why Sangfor we provide instance response service to our customer to help them to respond to the incident like a ransomware. So we can help them to investigate the entry point of the ransomware and also help them to evaluate how their network being impacted and also provide them possible suggestions and solutions to resolve this matter in the future. So when for Sangfor security solutions, I just mentioned about the ransomware and incident response. Also, XDDR platform together with our management detection and response service. Also, like secure internet access solutions. Like we have firewall product, we have secure web gateway product can help you to improve the security of the gateway. Also, we have secure SD-WAN solutions to help you connect your head office and the branches together. So this is Sangfor XDR, the second generation platform. So what we do here is that we utilize our technology like firewall, like IAG, which is a secure web gateway in the industry. Also Sangfor Cyber Command, which is a network detection and response, and also Sangfor Endpoint Secure, which is ADR or next generation antivirus solutions. Integrate with the third-party security product that customers they have. Based on these technologies, also come with our cloud platform like threat intelligence, AI, sandbox, and our cloud experts remotely. We can provide our cyber guardian services. So within this framework, what we can do is that we help the customers to continuously monitor their network, and according to the change of the network or external attack, we can adjust our policy, we can adjust our method to defend all those attacks. So that's why it calls extended detection and response. And for another business unit, Sangfor Cloud, we also have our product and also solutions. And Sangfor Cloud is not just a product, actually it's a whole solution. So within the solution, what we can offer is a software-defined data center. Within the data center, depend on the customer's requirement, what we can offer different technologies like a private cloud software-defined data center like hyperconverged infrastructure. Also, we have our management cloud service, which is similar to public cloud, but what we can offer is more like a public cloud just beside your organization. So we can also combine the private cloud and also the management cloud into hybrid cloud to offer you more values, like just one click that you can migrate your business from private to managed colocation, managed cloud, and also like your cloud will become flexible and the performance you don't worry because you still have your core system located in your on-premise data center. So the reason that we divided to the Sangfor Cloud into different technologies is that we do hope we can help you to improve your cloud infrastructure together with your business. So normally the customers, they start from a small organization. In this stage, what they only need is some basic infrastructure to cater their systems. So that's why we have hyper-converged infrastructure. When the customer, they expand their business and the organization becomes bigger, they have more different kind of systems, not only just internal systems, but also like external services. In this scenario, they would like to migrate from only the hyper-converged infrastructure to their own cloud. So that's why we can help them to build their private cloud. And also in the coming future, their business becomes even bigger. In this stage, what we can offer is the multiple cloud, or we call the hybrid cloud, to adjust to their business change. And when it comes to the desktop, we also utilize our hypervisor technology to develop a new product called VDI Virtual Desktop Infrastructure. So this is a traditional structure of the VDI solution, which is very complicated and also very hard to maintain. Therefore, what we do is we simplify the solution into just three components: the thin client, the software of the VDI, and also the hardware of the VDI. So the VDI solution is to help our customer. First is to reduce the burden of the management. So with a single, or with all the desktop running on the servers, it's very easy to maintain all the hardware and also very easy to troubleshooting for the software part. And all the entire VDI solution will strengthen the data security, to highly manage the use of the desktop. And the last thing, of course, the total cost. So when we compare the cost of the VDI with the desktop, traditional desktop, we can identify that the initial cost of the desktop might be a little bit lower, but when it comes to the maintenance cost, like hardware failure, like the human resources, like the electricity consumption, actually the VDI solution is way better than the traditional desktop solutions. So right now, Sangfor, we have over like 10,000, 100,000 customers all over the world. And we have very famous customers. And when it comes to customers in Myanmar, as of now, we have some also like famous customers in Myanmar, like Myanmar Foreign Trade Bank, like Network International School, like NIEC International School, and also other aspects like healthcare and also like government sectors. So basically, that's all for my brief introduction of Sangfor company and overview of Sangfor product line and solutions.
Okay, So good morning, everyone. So I'm Martin Song. I will be the one to present our HCI solution. So Sir Thomas, he will be speak local language later to give us a summary about this product. So I'm Martin Song. I'm the product manager of Sangfor. So I will present a solution. So during my discussion, if you have any question, please let me know. Yeah. So my screen is visible. Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. So for HCI, we call this solution hyperconverged infrastructure solution. So Sir Ethan discussed that we have the security solution, we have the cloud solution as well. So hyperconverged infrastructure is one of Sangfor cloud solution. And this is a data center solution. So if we have some project which needs servers, which needs the storage, which needs the backup solutions, you can let us know. So we have the HCI solution which can encounter most of the data center solution requirement. And the reason why HCI is very important and necessary for all the industries, so you can have a reference here. A lot of clients from different industry, like government, like the retail or hospital, they have their own requirement, especially for some enterprise client, especially for some government client or for some retail client, they have their own application or business which run on the server, and they are required for high performance application. So we can offer those clients for the HCI solution instead of the legacy server or traditional server. So during my discussion, I will discuss how Sangfor HCI can help our client establish their own private cloud. And if you check for this page, you will see for HCI is very popular in the world and in the market. Especially a lot of clients, they do the digital transformation road. They are requests for HCI. And the reason why HCI is very popular is because it's a good solution for them to do their own business digital transformation. For the HCI, it can provide them much more easy way to have their own cloud. And for HCI, it's also a way for them to have the backup, because for their business, it's very critical. They don't want to have any data loss. So they are looking for this kind of solution. Next page, you will see for the HCI, it's a very, very good market, and it's kept growing from many years ago until now, because more and more clients, they want HCI instead of their traditional server. If you know about the server solution, like the HP, like the Dell or Lenovo server, so for all this traditional server solution, they cannot meet their requirement already. So that's why even for now, 2024, even for the future, it's a big market trend. And for HCI from Sangfor, this is our overview architecture. So for Sangfor HCI or our cloud overview architectures, you can see here, for us, we offer the HCI to different types of scenario. We can offer HCI as production. So we deploy the HCI server in the client production site or their data center to run their main business, their core application, or we can put the HCI server in their signal site or standby site for their disaster recovery solution as well. And also, if they have the branches, we can also put the HCI in their branch for them to run their own business. And also for our cloud, we have the management platform as well to help our customer to manage their different business. And for the multiple types of cloud option, we can use HCI to help them establish their own private cloud. And meanwhile, we can help them offer the hybrid cloud service as well. So it's good for different industry to using HCI, like healthcare, like manufacturing, even like the retail client. For Sangfor HCI, we have a third generation solution compared with a lot of vendors in the market. They are more on the first gen, which is combines the computing and storage only, more on the virtualization of the computing and storage. And the second generation is more on computing, storage, and networking. So Sangfor is the first third generation HCI in the market, which have the security functionality built in. So we have more powerful security features in our HCI solution, which is good for our client to have the security functions for them to prevent the ransomware attack or virus. And Sangfor HCI is a one-stop software-defined HCI solution that can help our customer to smoothly run their own application and business. So a lot of clients, they have their own critical or enterprise application, like the database, like the SAP, or like the own HRS. And some customer in the education or in new media, they are also required for some laboratory, or they are required for some more critical business. So Sangfor HCI is good solution for those customers who have requirement for the critical application to run their business. And also, especially for some clients, they have different requirements when it comes to the database, when it comes to the critical application like SAP, or when it comes to some clients, they are using the AI scenario. So it's good option for them to using HCI, because for HCI, hyperconverged infrastructure can run all the different types of requirement. And if you check for this picture, it will see the difference between traditional three-tier architecture solution and Sangfor HCI. For traditional architecture, you will see here is more on different servers. Maybe some client, they have 5 servers or 10 servers. The servers also connect with their switches and with their traditional storage, like SAN storage or NAS storage. So this is a very traditional architecture. And how we do this is we position the HCI solution to help our customer migrate from the traditional setup to the HCI setup. For the HCI setup, it's very simplified. The client just need to deploy the HCI servers in their own data center. It can run all their business and application in one solution. And this is a distributed architecture, which means if they want to expand their resource, they can just add additional server in the HCI cluster. They can finish the resource expansion. And also, the HCI provide a lower TCO solution, total cost solution, and it provides much easier operation and maintenance for our customer. So to have a summary about this architecture, HCI provide our client much more easier way to run their business, and also provide much more lower cost to run their business as a long term. So this is Sangfor HCI framework. So the hardware, we are using the x86 servers, and we are integrate with the computing, storage, networking, and security in one solution. And meanwhile, we can support manage VMware environment as well. So later we also will discuss if your customer who is a existing end user of VMware, we can also support manage their own VMware environment. And as for the management platform, we have provide different center like operation center, which is for the customer to do automation about their business. And we also provide reliability center, which provides HA setup, like high availability. We also provide disaster recovery in one solution. Instead of the traditional hardware security setup, So we provide them the virtual security built-in, and we have the security center as well, which can provide the micro segment, and also we provide the reporting center. The customer can do the health check in the HCI platform. So the difference between Sangfor and other customer solution like VMware or Nutanix, this kind of solution, Sangfor HCI have 4 highlights when it comes to the simplicity, stable, secure, and high performance solution. So I will discuss the detail of Sangfor solution one by one, especially the highlight of Sangfor. The first part would be Sangfor HCI highlight on the part of simplified. So for Sangfor HCI, it's a very simplified solution. So you can see in this picture, the traditional setup of the client, it's the physics server setup. In the client data center or in the client office, you will see a lot of servers deployed there. They have servers, traditional servers. They also have the traditional storage as well, like the NAS or the SAN storage. So it's very complicated setup. So what we can do is we help the client simplify all this part. And instead of so many physics server in the client side in the future, they just need 3 HCI servers instead. And the 3 HCI servers will be in a cluster. And Sangfor, we will offer them the HCI server. The server looks like this. And this server is a hyperconverged server. It's built in the computing, storage, networking, and security in one solution. And Sangfor, we can start with minimal 2 nodes, which is 2 servers as a HCI solution. So for 2 server HCI solution, you can replace the client existing servers like 5 or like 6 already. And the second thing I want to discuss is for Sangfor HCI, it's a very easy solution and easy to use solution. You can see this picture. This is Sangfor HCI dashboard. How we do this setting is if the client, they want to do some settings, change some setup, or design their own network topology, they can just drag the different component of our dashboard from the left side. For example, if I want to add additional virtual firewall in my existing topology, I just drag the component in my existing diagram or topology. Then I just change the setting from the right side. I change the ports. I change the Ethernet ports from the right side. Very easy for our customer to use, especially some customer who don't have too many IT people. So they can use Sangfor HCI. It's a very simplified solution for them to use. So this is a simple demo to show how our solution is easy to use. We call this function data center at your fingerprint. The other highlight is about how Sangfor solution is easy for scale out. For traditional servers architecture, every time if you have a new business, your customer, they have to buy a new server. They have to buy so many servers and it takes a lot of money. And for Sangfor HCI, we can start with 2 servers only. With 2 servers, they can expand from 2 servers to 10 servers to 100 servers. And there is no capacity limitation when it comes to the scale out. Some customers, they have their own critical database application. And Sangfor, we have the specific design for those critical application. And for our IT, he can just use 6 steps to launch a Oracle cluster already. It's easy and simple for them to use. This is when it comes to some customer who have existing VMware environment. So if they have existing VMware environment, we can support manage their own VMware environment. So we can do is we have the built-in VMware lifecycle management. The client can back up from the VMware to Sangfor, or we can just manage the VMware environment totally. It's just additional license only, And we also support the VMware Whisper version, start from the 7.0, and also they can just easily recover their business and data from our HCI. This is for some customer who have requirement for the GPU resource, especially some laboratory, the client, they are using AI software, or they have specific 3D software which require the GPU resource. So we have the function which provide the GPU resource as well. Especially we have the dynamic display of the currently GPU consumption. It's a good solution for a customer who have requirement for the 3D application. And also we have the unified platform for both VM and also container. Some customer who have the native cloud applications, we have the solution provide for our customer to run their own applications from the cloud native. And also if they have requirement for the container requirement, which is more on the cloud, we also can offer them this solution. And another thing is some customer, they also have requirement for the own OA or ERP or own different branches. We can offer them the cloud platform. We call it ACP, Sangfor Cloud Platform. It's a unified platform for customer to manage their different business. And we also support, Sangfor support HCI and VDI in one architecture already. So Sangfor, we have the cloud platform, and it support manage the customer existing physical server setup and also cloud setup as well. So we can support create different talent, and we can support manage their different environment. For example, physical server environment, and we also support the VMware environment as well. So for our unified hybrid cloud setup, we can support manage your customers' requirement in a more simple way. So the first part is about how Sangfor solution is simplified and easy to use. The second part, I would like to discuss how Sangfor provide your customer a more stable solution. For Sangfor ACP, it's more on the cloud platform to manage. And for Sangfor, we also have the backup solution. Some customer, they have requirement about the data protection in their cloud environment. So we have the multi-copies. We also have the built-in backup. For multi-copies is all the application. Every time there's new data, we will have 2 copies in different servers. So 1 data copy in this server and 1 data copy in another server to provide 2 copies or 3 copies. And we also support the scheduled backup, which is a built-in backup. So if your client, they have the data protection requirement, you can provide Sangfor HCI, which built in the backup already. The backup means the customer, he can use the scheduled backup to backup their data, their application, their business. For example, they can set a policy every Monday or every Friday, backup the application, or they can use their external servers to do external backup. We also support external backup. And this kind of function and features for Sangfor is for free. So you can help a customer to save the cost. So they can just use this kind of backup policy, or they can use a function to do the backup already. With those backup functions, they can achieve much better data protection already. Instead of the scheduled backup, we also support the second level backup, which is more on the ransomware protection or more on the second level data recovery. So Sangfor have a function we call CDP, Continuous Data Protection. It is like a data time machine to help our customer recover their data in seconds. So I can give you an example. If your client got ransomware attack, so it's hard for them to recover the data from the traditional servers. But if your customer who are using Sangfor HCI and with CDP license, they can recover the data within 3 days. And any second point of the time, they can recover the data. So which means you can provide your customer is like the RPO, which is the data loss, is equal to 0. It's equal to 0. They can recover all their application and business. So we also offer a disaster recovery solution for your customer. If your customer is a big customer who require the disaster recovery solution, we can help your customer to establish their own production. Meanwhile, establish the DR as well. So they can centralize the data from production to the DR because we provide them a disaster recovery management platform, and this platform can manage their production and their disaster recovery in a simple way. With this function and design, they can do failover, which means if their production have some fire or some later disaster, don't worry, this site can totally fail over to another site, especially in some place of Myanmar. If your client have this kind of requirement, you can push for this solution, disaster recovery solution to your customer. It's a good solution for them to use to do the business, to make sure the business continuity. So they can have the planned downtime, they can have a less downtime already. So this solution we call active passive disaster recovery solution. The disaster recovery solution, production from Sangfor, DR, disaster recovery, also from Sangfor. And if your customer who is the existing VMware users, yes, they also can do from backup VMware to Sangfor. So we have the local backup and remote replication as well. So this is, we call, if you have the VMware environment, we support backup from VMware environment to Sangfor as well. This is HDR. So Sangfor, we have the heterogeneous DR, which support backup from the physical server to Sangfor HCI, or we support backup from VMware to Sangfor HCI, or we support Hyper-V to Sangfor HCI. So with Sangfor cloud solution, you can provide the different option to your customer. The next part I would like to discuss about secure. So before I discuss or proceed about the secure highlights or features, any questions so far for online users?
As we saw, still no question from the list, Cap.
Okay, thank you. So if you have a question, please leave your question in the chat box, or you can raise up your hand to let me know. So next part is about Sangfor HCI security. So Sangfor HCI provide a lot of security functions. It's good for you to prevent the ransomware attack or a virus attack. For example, we have the isolation functions, or we have the threat protection functions. If you are worried about the ransomware attack about your cloud business or your servers, this solution can help you provide your business in a much more safe way. And another thing is about our security architectures. We provide you a one-stop solution that you can provide you the network part or the data security part, and even to the VM layer part. So you have different layer of protection. So Sangfor HCI, you can check here, we even have the built-in kernel layer. So don't worry about this ransomware attack anymore. You have this kind of good design for your VM, for your networking, and for your data as well. So So next part is about our endpoint protection. So Sangfor have the security product, the endpoint secure, which is integrate with our antivirus features and EDR features. We call our this kind of function endpoint protection. With Sangfor endpoint protection, we can support the much more VM layer protection, and you can do the application identification. You can also do the real-time detection. You can also do the vulnerability management about your different VM or business. So Sangfor, we also have a security license. Our security license is good for you to do more on the vulnerability scan or the protection. With these functions, your business is always under protection. And also, don't worry about the attack from the network layer already, because with Sangfor ASEC license, we have the distributed IPS built in already. So for the east to west traffic, from north to south traffic, we can monitoring it already. So this is about Sangfor HCI security architecture. So for Sangfor HCI architectures, we have a lot of the virtual security component. We have the virtual firewall. We also have the virtual load balancing, and we also have the protection for your host, for your different VM, because we have the vulnerability scan or vulnerability management as well. So you can monitoring your built-in the application or service in a simple way. Another part is about, we have the function, it's called the disk data erasure. So if you are worried about the data security on the disk, we also have the function, especially for some scenario, you want to make sure the deleted data is complete and wiped from the disk. So you can just use Sangfor the function from the security part and to prevent this kind of data linkage as well. So the last part about Sangfor HCI highlight is about performance. So we have different layer high performance design. So for example, we have the high performance design for application layer. For application layer, we support the database optimization. We also support the database performance optimization. And also we support the storage layer high performance. So Sangfor storage, we are using the hybrid storage, which is where we have the SSD and HDD both. So for this kind of design, you can provide your customer much better performance. If they have the critical application or critical enterprise application like ERP or HRS, they have much better performance. Except the HCI, the storage, some customer maybe have the huge storage capacity requirement, especially some hospital, especially some big enterprise, or the client who have the huge storage capacity requirement like more than 100 terabyte or 500 terabyte. So we also have a storage solution as well. And our storage solution, we call A-Store. We call A-Store is a software-defined solution. This software-defined solution, it can support a huge storage capacity because this is software-defined storage. It's easy for the storage to scale out. It's like our HCI. You can just put additional server in the cluster. You can finish the storage expansion. And this is our storage server picture. So we call A-Store. A-Store. The A-Store, it can support different types of storage in one solution. So your customer who has requirement about the database, about the SAN storage, you can use Sangfor A-Store. If the client who have the requirement about the NAS, about the file storage, you can also push for Sangfor A-Store. The reason why we introduced the A-Store here together with our HCI It is just in case some of your customer who have huge storage capacity requirement together with their application or their HCI, so you can position A store as well. So you can see here, Sangfor HCI and Sangfor A store can be a package solution pushed to your customer. So Sangfor HCI and A store, the user case is for customer who have large capacity requirement. It's more on like more than 100 megabyte or 500 megabyte. Another use case is for the backup. So if your customer who have the backup requirement, you can also position the HCI together with our A store as a backup solution as well. So they can put the backup, especially they can use the A store to do backup repository or archiving, or they can just use A store as a shared folder to support the NAS. So just now discussed more on the HCI, help your customer to establish their own private cloud. Just in case some customer who have the requirement for the hybrid cloud as well, we also offer the hybrid cloud as well. So the hybrid cloud can support the different types of requirement of your customer, especially your customer have their own private cloud already. Meanwhile, they are looking for this type of hybrid cloud. You can also position, because Sangfor hybrid cloud, we also have the managed cloud service as well. So they can use the managed cloud service as a backup or as a disaster recovery as a service. So we support the homogeneous hybrid cloud, which means from Sangfor to Sangfor. We also support from other platform like VMware environment or physics server environment to Sangfor as well. Okay, so just now it's more on the Sangfor HCI features or functions discussion. And next, I would like to discuss some top user keys, or you can check what kind of customer is good for you to push Sangfor HCI if they have this kind of user case requirement. The first one would be data center consolidation. For data center consolidation, some customer who may have a lot of physics server already, more than 10 server or 20 servers, but for them, they want to consolidate those servers. So you can push Sangfor HCI, because Sangfor HCI is a one-stop cloud solution. They can migrate all the existing servers, all the existing applications to Sangfor HCI. Meanwhile, if your customer who have a new data center, they are looking for a server solution, you can push for Sangfor HCI. The second user case would be enterprise application. So if your customer who has a lot of enterprise application like ERP or HRS or database like Oracle or SQL Server, then you can suggest them using Sangfor HCI, migrate from their servers to Sangfor HCI, because for this kind of users who have requirement for the enterprise applications, the HCI can provide much more better performance, especially for data reliability. The third one would be the data protection and disaster recovery. If your customer who have data protection like the backup requirement or more on the virus ransomware protection requirement, you can push HCI, because Sangfor HCI compared with other solution, we have the built-in backup in our solution. And also, no need a third-party backup software, no need a third-party backup solution to do the backup. So Sangfor have the built-in backup solution. And also, if your customer who are looking for disaster recovery, which is they have a production already, meanwhile, they want a disaster recovery solution, you can push for Sangfor HCI. So here is some comparison between Sangfor and VMware. If your customer who is a VMware existing end user, you can try to push Sangfor to replace the existing VMware. Because for VMware, what happened is last year, they are acquired by Broadcom and their business model become totally subscription business model. So your customer, they have to pay annually subscription already. They have to set a budget to renew the solution. So this is the difference about Sangfor solution and VMware solution. And for Sangfor, we have the equivalent offer when it comes to the Westfer or NSX or vCenter. So Sangfor, we have the integrated solution already. And meanwhile, we can provide the virtual security components like a virtual firewall. We also provide the built-in backup. We also provide the second level protection without additional software. And also we support the built-in the data protection, and we support the GPU as well. So which means compared with VMware, Sangfor have much better and much more cheap solutions. So compared with a lot of customers VMware or Nutanix solution, you can try to introduce Sangfor to your customer. Because for Sangfor, our solution, we have a lot of users worldwide. They're using Sangfor HCI to run their own application and business. And we offer much more user-friendly solution because everything is just here and it's built in already. So this is the comparison between Sangfor and VMware. Also, the comparison between Sangfor and Nutanix. So the reason why we want to introduce HCI for our partners, for you, and also we encourage you to push the HCI to most of your customer, because for Sangfor HCI, it can help your customer to save the cost, especially the total cost. And also this solution is good for your customer to have a replacement solution to replace their existing physical server or the VMware. And also Sangfor HCI can provide your customer with high performance and more secure solution. So to have a summary about Sangfor HCI, it's a global solution. It's not only selling in China or South Asia. Meanwhile, we sell our HCI globally, like in Europe, Italy, Spain, in America, in Mexico, or in like UAE area. So we sell our HCI globally, even in Vietnam, in Myanmar, in Thailand. We have a lot of local user case already. And Sangfor HCI is next in the Gartner. So when it comes to the product maturity, we are also have a very good reputation about our product maturity. So another thing is about Sangfor user keys or about Sangfor customers. You can see here, we have a lot of customers who deploy Sangfor HCI already in different industry, like retail or like in the hospital or even in different retail manufacturing client already. So most of the user case before they are using the legacy server or traditional server, or they have using the VMware. So the customer who migrate from the traditional server to Sangfor, or the customer who replace their existing solutions like VMware or Nutanix with Sangfor because of much more affordable and cost effective. So this is our global user case in Sangfor HCI. So in South Asia, in mainland China, in other regions like Mexico or in Europe, we have a lot of user case already. So to have a summary about our HCI, So Sangfor HCI is good for you to position who have requirement about data consolidation or customer who are using the legacy server. You can position Sangfor HCI. You can introduce HCI to your customer. For customers who are using VMware, you can also introduce Sangfor HCI, because for HCI, compared with the VMware, it's much more affordable. It's much more easy to use and with good support. Another thing is, if a customer who require the disaster recovery solution, you can also push Sangfor. So to have a summary about Sangfor HCI, so if your customer who have requirement about new data center or who have requirement to replace the existing solution, you can talk to your customer about Sangfor HCI. So we also would like to introduce some tools about our HCI product. So you can access sangfor.com, which is our website, Then you can go to the cloud infrastructure part. Then under cloud infrastructure, we have the specific introduction about our cloud solution here, especially our HCI. So all the material in here, you can download it, and all the videos, you can also download or check it. So more details, please have a reference about sangfor.com, which is our website. You can have a reference here, okay? So, yep, that will be all about my HCI discussion. Let's see any question.
Yes, there is a question in the chat box from Coco Hing.
Okay, so we have a question here. If customer would like to migrate their existing VMware environment to Sangfor HCI, what are the necessary components for migration, such as virtualization license? How Sangfor virtualization license work? Okay, to answer your question, we support migrate from VMware to Sangfor smoothly. So for Sangfor, no need additional migration licensor. We just require the migration tool. And if customer who have existing VMware, we can install Sangfor migration tool, which is called Sangfor SCMT tool. This is, for now, this is a free migration tool to use. So usually our distributor or a partner engineer, they will be the one to help our customer migrate from VMware to Sangfor. So to answer your question, yes, we support migrate from VMware or Nutanix or Hyper-V to Sangfor. Meanwhile, there is no requirement for the migration license.
Okay, so then about the next question will be about the how virtualization licensing work. So I think this question may be about the how we count on the licensing.
Okay, so for Sangfor, our sizing is more on the resource requirement. So we will check. Usually, what we do is we send a HCI scoping question, which is to collect the resource requirement. Then, from Sangfor side, our HCI license is based on the CPU sockets, how many numbers of CPU the client need. So if we offer 2 servers, for example, 2 servers with 4 CPU, we're gonna offer 4 license for our ASV, or a net, or a SAMP, which is a mandatory software license. So usually we have our hardware and our software both. So our hardware, we have 3 years default warranty, which is hardware warranty. And for our software, the the customer can decide use 1 year or 2 years or 3 years more on the online support service only. Correct? Yeah.
Correct.
Yes.
So in addition to Mr. Martin, so before this, right? So once you contact our local team, our local representative, right? So together with the Sangfor, we will help to validate the existing environment and ensure about on the sizing for the new one. So this one can sizing based on the existing one or adding some buffer, some additional for next year growth, something like that as well. And at the end, we will try to optimize the licensing as well to cover on that part and try to optimize the cost too.
Yeah, usually we will add additional buffer in case for next 1 year or 3 years growth.
Yep. So I think that's if there is any question, can also feel free to ask later or contact our team. Another question come in.
Okay.
Can Sangfor use the external storage instead of the local disk? Wow, more and more question coming.
Okay.
We good?
Yeah, let's answer one by one. So the
Okay.
first one would be the Sangfor support external storage. Yes, we also support external storage, just as we discussed just now. If customer who have requirement about external storage, we can also support the FC, iSCSI, or the types of storage protocol. So there's no compatibility issue because we also have a lot of deployment for this scenario. But to answer your question, yes, we support. Another question would be, Sangfor Cloud is available free lab or test in online like the other cloud? Yes. So to answer your question, I would like to show you our community. So for this question, please have a reference about our community. So I think my screen is also visible, right?
Yep.
So we have, okay. So we have a community we call Sangfor Community. The website, the URL address is community.sangfor.com. So in Sangfor Community, we have a part, it's called Hands-on Lab part. For Sangfor Hands-on Lab, you can just click it. Everyone is free to register here in our community. Once you finish the registration, you can use the Hands-on Lab. So I can show you how to use this Hands-on Lab. So once you click the button of Hands-on Lab, you will go to here, which is our login page about Hands-on Lab. So you can finish the login first. Then once you log in from Sangfor Lab, for example, I log in by Martin account, then you can use the Hands-on Lab here. So you can try Sangfor Security online demo, like our firewall, our bandwidth manager, our SOC, and our endpoint secure. You also can try Sangfor HCI demo here as well. So HCI demo, you can just log in from here. It goes to enroll. It goes to use the username and password. You can try our HCI already. So this is also for free. Everyone is free to use. Even your customer, they want to see how Sangfor product looks like or what's the function, the features that we have. You can try the online demo. Okay. Another question would be, is there any training resource or certification exam about HCI? Yes, we have the training for our partner engineer, partner sales. We also have the training for our customer. So for the training, it's a free session training. So there are multiple ways to get the certification. The first one, they can use our online community. They can finish the training and then get the certification. So this one just need to coordinate with our partner. So from Sangfor side, like Sir Thomas and Ethan and me, we will be help you to get the certification. So the training material we have different material. You can check material from Sangfor community resource. You can also go to Sangfor YouTube channel. So we have Sangfor YouTube channel as well. Let me open it. So YouTube Sangfor Technologies. Then you can go to our product list. So we have the different product training videos. We have the HCI, we have the VDI, we have the firewall. So each channels, the sub channels, you have see a lot of videos here. So which means you can learn through the video, or you can learn from our online training session, like our materials as well. After you learn about this product, there will be an exam, online exam. So once you finish the exam, you will get a certification. Certification expiration is next year, so it's good for 1 year. Okay, so this to answer your question, yes, we have this training resource from our community or our YouTube channel. You can pass it and get certification. Both your client or your own engineer support. Okay. The next question would be, what's the meaning of A in ASV.NET? Is that actually there is no specific A. So it's just kind of Sangfor unique name. So to have a difference about other, let's say, a product, same functions or features or limb. So we just put A here. So that's why you will see Sangfor, a lot of products, for example, our HCA, we call A Cloud, or VDI, we call A Desk. So a lot of them, we just put A there. So same with our SAN, net and security. So no specific meaning, but you can just understand it's a top. It's a top. Like Sangfor have quite good technologies about the virtual computing, virtual storage, the virtual networking.
A come first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So apart from this question, right? So if you guys have any question or would like to drill down more in the technical details or the sales section, or if you have any prospect that would like to do, so can contact our local team, Malin. We can help you to register the deal and support you on the project as well. Okay, so normally Sangfor is working on the registration basis. Okay, so it's first come first serve. Anyone who come first, we gonna work and protect the deal for you and working on that part. But of course, at the same time, we expect some update, some progress from our partner as well, rather than just register and leave it, right? So we would like to push it further. And about the offering that we propose right now, the offer program, in this kind of things, we would like to get this chance when the customer having some difficulty with the VMware solution, right? So we would like to let them more understand and aware on the Sangfor solution, and it's already proven solution, like I said, right? It's not new to the market anymore. It's already proven that it can run on the big production environment as well. Okay, so please take this a good chance to push and try to be the, how can I say, very, very outstanding, the solution in the market right now too.